So the idea is pretty simple. I've got some paint laid out here on my card, which is Prussian blue, yellow ochre, and sepia. Those are from Schmincke, and I'm working on a hot press paper from Paul Rubens. So I'm gonna wet the paper down, and we're gonna use this card to really see if we can paint in some shapes and some landscapes, and then we're gonna see, the real test is gonna be if we can add a lot of detail to it. First thing first, we gotta wet our paper down. I'm just gonna just wet it. Am I gonna wet it all down? I think I'm just gonna wet like this much of it first and see where we're at before we start adding in a lot. So you kind of want it to be, I don't know if you guys can see this, you want it to be glistening but not dripping. So I've been told. Okay, so we're just gonna start putting down paint. Got some beautiful greens already. I need to add some more blue. I don't think I have enough blue on here. But I do like I like how you can rub flat with, oh, that's fun. Look at that, that's fun. I tried this yesterday on a cold press paper, and the results were okay, but I think we can do better. I'm already liking this 100% better than what I did yesterday. Maybe I'm just a smooth paper kind of girl. Let's add some Prussian blue since we didn't hardly get any on there. And this is all about making marks. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. It's just play, right? I didn't draw anything first. Let's add some water. Get it flowing a little bit. And create some moody atmosphere going through here. I think I might need more Prussian blue. Oh, but look at that. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of want it to. Okay, I don't like what that's doing. It is messy. I'm making a mess already. That's really interesting, I think. Maybe just a little bit more Prussian blue. Now, if we can just get, more details in here, this might be perfect and not make a mess. I really like what I got going in here. I'm trying not to, but I don't want to get to that point where I'm like, oh, I don't want to mess it up, That's always the danger, at least for me. There's always that fear that, oh, that's pretty, I don't want to mess it up. But can we mess it up? I don't know. All right, let's add some more water. And I'm not quite sure. I kind of just want it to flow naturally. I'm not so worried about up there. I don't like these little white spots that are popping up. Fix that. Okay. Really trying to not use the brush except for just putting paint on or putting water on. Wow, that's really kind of cool. What happens if we add some of our marks through here? I don't know if those are gonna stay, if they'll fade. I could use a palette knife, but I'm really trying to see if I can do this whole painting with just a card. I did pull out my Inktense pencils. Ooh, I kind of like what's going on here. These marks are fun. I like dragging the water, dragging it out of these denser spots. That's really cool. cool. I'm loving it. And this is obviously going to dry later than what we have here. How later? I'm not quite sure. I can't help it. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to take my sad little indigo ink tints here. I'm just going to put a little bit of it through here. What happens if we just add a little bit of that? Okay, that's all I wanted. I'm going to dry this. Okay, so we've got some really interesting marks going through here. Let's do a little bit more water with our Hake brush. And I want to see, like, what if we don't put it everywhere? What if we just put, like maybe control it just a little bit more? Whereas we're not wetting the whole page down, we're just wetting parts of the page down. Let me get some more of this sepia. I like how thick I can make this. I know that's not really the point of this exercise, but it's actually a really fun way of working. It kind of takes the perfection of the brush because you can't get really detailed with it. And it kind of just takes that equation out of it. So if you don't like that, this is probably not going to be fun for you. That's really cool. I think we need some, maybe a little blue up here. I would also suggest, if you're going to try this, to limit your color palette. I'm only using 3 colors here for now. At least on the watercolor part, because you don't really want to get it too, if you have too many colors, it tends to, I think, make it look weird. Okay, let's spread some water here. Not a lot. Maybe a little bit more. I really want this to kind of do its thing. Let's do a little bit down here and kind of tilt it this way. I'm really trying to keep the water on the page, but that's not. I like this sort of like sea foamy green we got going on here. Somebody mentioned that they thought it was Undersea from Daniel Smith, which is a color I don't have. I don't have any Daniel Smiths. But you can see here we can draw back in with this. With this credit card, I also cut off a little bit of the side to kind of give me a different mark making tool. What happens if we've got a lot of color over here. What happens if we drag it? Can we drag it like that? Like drag it over the dry part? Ooh, that's fun. I'm really liking that. Does it need more ochre? I kind of like this big white space right there. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. And this is another technique I learned from Karen Rice, if you were just wondering. She does amazing, amazing work. Okay, I know I said I was going to leave that, but I think it needs a little bit of ochre and a little bit of water. I can still keep that space without scraping back in. You're going to want to make sure, too, that you have a pretty durable paper. Like, this isn't going to work with Canson. It's going to just pill up on you. Okay. Do we need more water? What happens if we add just a little bit more water? I want to see what happens if we add a bit more water and let this sort of come this way. I don't want everything to be the same smoothness. So maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe we should let it dry a little bit before we come back in, or we could just come back in. Yeah, let me dry this. Okay, so that's dry. I want to come back in because I like these, how we can make these sort of marks. Now this is going to be almost, I didn't wet the paper down again. It's almost like straight out of the tube paint, dry on dry. No. Yeah, I'm not liking that as much as I thought I would. Let's go ahead and see what happens if we, I think that was too dry. Although I'm not hating this. Let's add some more, add a little bit of blue in there. Just kind of trying to get everything moving here. Really don't want to re-wet the whole paper again, because there is a limit to the amount of wetting that we can do. So you definitely want to be aware of that as well, because there'll come a time when it just goes, nope, not wetting. Not wetting anymore. Okay, that's not a good mark. What happens if we come in with, what do I got over here? What color is that? Broken. Ooh, maybe some of this chestnut. Is that what this is? Baked earth. This is an Inktense. I just want to see what happens if we make marks with the Inktense. Ooh. Okay, I kind of like that. Since it's already wet, like, can we make marks within the wet watercolor? I wonder how that's going to dry. Okay, I'm not going to add too many because I could do that all day. Those are really fun marks up there. Okay, let's let this dry, and then we'll probably come back with some Caran d'Ache. Okay, so I got my white Caran d'Ache here. This is the Sahara Yellow. This light gray, dark olive, and the umber. And this is emerald green, which I'm not sure we'll use. I just pulled it out because it kind of caught my eye. I just want to add just a bit of texture back into some areas. Just to give it a little extra. Ooh, that gray is nice. I don't want to cover everything up, but I just want to add some texture, I think. Put some down here. Don't cover that up. Let's come in with this Sahara Yellow, which I think is going to be a nice addition. Just as a little highlight color. Oh, that seafoam green is beautiful. Oh, I like this Sahara Yellow a lot. just sort of gently gliding over it. It's like making some really good texture. Let's try to come down more like this. Make those lines kind of come through here. Real subtle, love it. A little bit of green maybe. Just enhancing the texture a little bit. I like what we got going on over there. I think I might need more lines over here though, maybe. I don't know. This is the umber. I need marks through here. I don't think I'm gonna add that green. I don't think that's gonna, well, I don't know. It's definitely different. Let's put just a little bit down and see what it looks like. I'm not sure. I think that's a no. Although it does add a little bit of blue. I just smooth it out with my finger a little bit. Maybe if I just used a little bit of it. Like I think you can add, but I don't want to over add it. I think that's maybe a little bit through here. I think that's more than enough. That color scares me. And then I'm just gonna, ooh, it looks really cool with the canary. It kind of brightens it up there. Look how bright that got. I'm not sure if I like that. Maybe some of this English red, because we've already got some of that chestnut color coming through here. We could use we could definitely come back in with more of the ink tints if we wanted to. Okay, I'm gonna stop there for a minute. So let's come in with some black Caran d'Ache on deli paper. Here's a quick tip for you though. Use the back side of your tin to get you a really nice smooth finish. Just discovered that the other day because I was trying to do it on my desk and my desk is not clean and not smooth. So that really helped. Okay, so I want to create some more dynamic marks. As we do. I kind of want one to come like up through here. Maybe through here. Yeah, like that. Maybe some coming. Those are really light. Well, let's see if we use the card, what happens. We'll see if that works. I mean, it kind of works. I don't think I like it as much as the palette knife. That one's really dark. Okay, I think I want one more coming up through here. Just maybe a little, actually maybe down through here. Just kind of cutting across there a little bit. Create this sort of, I don't know, tiered landscapey marks. I'm to stop there, I think. Okay, this was really fun. I really enjoyed this one. It was a different way of working for me. I love how the paint just moved around the canvas or the paper. I really liked putting in the chunkier marks with that were more dry with the watercolor and the credit card through here, and then dragging that paint across here was really interesting too. Actually, I probably need to move this down a little bit because I like that part. I thought dragging it through onto the dry paper was nice. I liked how the colors were blending throughout here. I liked actually dragging the Intense pencil through there to get some really interesting marks. And of course, I love the Caran d'Ache. I think that it's a really interesting way to work, and I kind of enjoyed it. And it's one of those things where I think if I do it more, I'll definitely get better at it. So we need to think of another color combination, because this one was really nice. I think the seafoam, or that deep emerald green that we get by mixing the Prussian blue, the yellow ochre, and the sepia together, like, makes some really pretty colors. But I do like the ochre and the Prussian blue. So maybe, I don't know, let's think of a different color combination we could use. Maybe we could add in, try the blue, Prussian blue, and the English red, which is like almost like a burnt sienna, and the sepia, and see what we get. That might give us a different tone, possibly. Okay, that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all those things. And I will see you in a few days with another video. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.